Selectmen meeting for Tuesday, November 28th to order. Please stand and join me in the pledge of allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, you okay?
Just hit the knee. Not a block.
There we go. Well, welcome, everybody. It's going to be a fairly light meeting tonight. I don't think we have anything really heavy on the agenda for this evening. Colin, is it? Colin's here tonight to work towards his citizenship badge. Is that right, Colin? And being here for Phil's and helps out with one of those requirements? Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. We're glad to see you at a meeting. And again, I'm sure you'll be fascinated and want to stay till the end and come back every 2 weeks after that. So you'll be great on that. So that'll be fantastic. All right, so we're going to open it up. Let's start it right now with public comment. And we'll start with Toby. Toby, remember, I have a hammer now. I'm in charge. All right, go ahead.
So we are sending in 95 Dent Street. I would remind you that the hammer that Alan McMillan at one point succeeded in breaking the glass.
Uh-oh, no. I'm going to be nice. I'll be very gentle.
I have two subjects. Here with me. 2 days ago, I received in the mail this from Partners Grant and Gilbert. I'll read the beginning of it. Important public hearing, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, Wednesday, December 6th. 5 p.m. Gloucester High School Auditorium on the proposed merger of Leahy Health System, including Addison Gilbert Hospital and Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, New England Baptist Hospital, Mount Auburn Hospital, Seacoast Regional Health Systems, parentheses, Anna Jakes Hospital in Newburyport, parentheses, into one new giant healthcare organization which will own and operate all these facilities. I hope you remember that some years ago, with my sieve memory, I can't tell you how many years ago, the town meeting unanimously adopted a resolution that Beverly Quint wrote and Fred Grover read, asking the hospital to guarantee us the 8 essential services that constitute a full-service hospital. So it's definitely a matter of public concern, and you have the constituency, and you're the community leaders, and I would hope that you would send a representative to this meeting and also write a letter. This would be the one point that we might have some leverage with the Massachusetts Department of Public Health, because they either do or do not approve this merger. And I would ask you to write in your letter and also send your representative to say that we approve of the merger conditional upon their guarantee to us that Addison Gilbert will continue with the 8 essential services that constitute a full-service hospital. Undoubtedly, the merger is a good thing for them, and they'll make the pitch that if they don't get the merger, the whole thing is down the tubes. That may or may not be true. What's absolutely certain is that, this would be the juncture at which we possibly have some leverage. So I'm asking you to add it as an agenda item. I see you're adding an agenda item after F anyway, and both write a letter and send a representative to that meeting.
So what are you asking to have done to it? Are you asking to have an item for us to draft a letter? Is that what you're looking for?
Draft a letter and to the point that I've just addressed.
Okay. Linda, do you have?
If you'd like, there was a resolution at town meeting. If you'd like, you could just ask me to do that for you.
Okay.
That sounds good.
A second subject, if I may.
Please.
Are you asking?
We are asking.
Please.
I am. Everybody else?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you. After your last meeting, I spoke with Linda Sanders. I had heard, and she had also heard, that Phil Crotty of the Harbor Advisory Committee continues to submit materials to the Army Corps of Engineers about the Granite Pier Extension project. He has every right to submit anything he wishes on his own stationery. If it's submitted on town stationery of any sort, Harbor Advisory in this instance,
Excuse me, sorry.
it's a matter of public concern, a matter of concern for you. When I went on about this before, you said that they had no right to make representations as to what the town might ask for or do, that they were free to submit any information they liked. That's not a sensible or sufficient response, because the information submitted on town letterhead is assumed to be factual, and it all goes in to add up to what the Army Corps will in due course decide.
Have these letters been submitted on town letterhead?
I don't know.
I doubt
Okay,
it.
so I think we should, rather than suppose things, let's know what's going on, rather than presuppose
Indeed,
things.
that would be cautious, and on your part, it would be cautious and sensible, and what I'm asking is that your board request from the Harbor Advisory Committee, anything that's been submitted on town letterhead to the Army Corps since the Army Corps meeting at the high school. Will you do that?
Sure, I mean, anything that is going to speak on behalf of the town, it would have to come through us first, or
It
should.
wouldn't have to come
Well-
to you, but I doubt that,
Well,
I'd
rather,
be
For this-
surprised if they're doing it, but,
For this to be a process where you know, what I don't want to see personally is a disjointed process where everybody's kind of doing their own thing. And that's what I spoke to the last time with you, Toby, was that I want to see it all kind of funneled into one spot. Everybody has different ideas on how it should take form, but nothing's been concrete yet. But Denise, go ahead,
sorry, Mr. Chairman, if I may.
please. Yeah, of course.
I concur, and I think rather than suppose or doubt, I'd like to know for certain if indeed anything has been submitted under the letterhead of the Harbor Advisory Committee. So I'd like to formalize that request on behalf of the Board of Selectmen if we could.
Sure, I'm fine with that.
One further request, that whatever you get from the Harbor Advisory Committee relating to the Granite Pier Extension Project be forwarded as well to the Granite Pier Committee. Would you do that, please?
Oh, you got the trick chair.
Sarah did it to me on purpose. I'm sorry, one more time, because I was falling down.
Well, right, you were about to collapse.
Go ahead.
Not my doing.
No.
That,
I still have the hammer.
whatever material you get from the Harbor Advisory Committee that they've sent to the Army Corps, copies of it be given to the Granite Pier Committee. Would you do that?
Yeah, I don't know if that's under our, that's fine, but I don't think it's under our purview to do that. I think that if that's the request you want to make of them, you give it to them, and then they could forward it over. But, I mean, if we can do that, is that a problem?
it's public.
What's
I mean, you're right, they should be the ones to be
Right, they should be the
copying
ones to
Granite
do
Pier.
it. I mean,
But it's public information, so
Right.
in this world, we can do it.
I get what you're saying, Toby, I understand it. I just think that, you know, that committee should be, if they're saying something, that if you want them to do something, you should address it to them. We still haven't developed a point on this yet.
You've said that you want a coordinated response, so the first step towards that is everyone being on the same page.
Agreed.
And doing what I've just asked, getting the material to the Granite Pier Committee would be one small half a step in that direction.
Sure,
Thank you.
sure, no problem. Name and address, please, for the,
Do we need to be having people speak into the?
we have a mic here, and actually, you're right, there's a mic here as well. If you could, we need them for it's being recorded. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Now, not immortal?
You're well-toned in your speech patterns, you're good.
Larry Salo, 45 Stockholm Avenue. I was just wondering if the board would consider talking about sometime this winter amending the rules for yard sales in the fact that allowing 2 signs instead of 1. I do a couple of yard sales a year up on Jordan's Lane. It takes them 10 minutes to tell me to take the sign out of the entrance to Jordan's Lane. Yet the deck of the halls has been there for 9 days now. When the police have the DARE program, theirs is out all day, and things like that. And open house signs are everywhere. I just think it'd be to the good for free enterprise, if you will, to have one on the main road and one on the property, so you can direct people to it. If you had a yard sale at 9 Darby or at 7 Highland Road, and you're only allowed one on the property, nobody's going to find it. You know what I mean? So if you would think about discussing that and maybe amending to having 2 signs instead of 1, it'd be
I
appreciated.
know that, you know, at our last meeting, I believe it was, we had talked about signage and routes we were gonna take, and we wanted to look at it in a very comprehensive way, because it's a bit disjointed in its approach. So I think it's all going to be looked at, and perhaps at that time, that would be the best time to look at it, unless somebody else has a different thought on it.
Oh, that makes sense.
So I think that's the best way to do it, Larry, because we're really looking at everything, you know, from lit signs to, you know, the solar signs, the contractors, plumbing, what have you, you know.
When are they gonna be talking?
That'll be up to Sarah. Sarah will set the time for that on the agenda. Just keep an eye on it, you know, on the agenda, and you'll see it. It'll come up.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. Please. You can take that one if you want. It's up to you, whatever you like. She's faded from walking all the way over there.
It's so far. Excuse me. Kathleen Cahill, Katie's Gift Shop, 3 Mount Pleasant Street, Rockport. Regarding the winter parking, the new thing that went out, I seem to recall in the meetings that I went to, the public hearings, we were mostly talking about Main Street and School Street with the kiosks, and this only mentions kiosks. I guess I'm just looking for a clarification on the other parking meters. Broadway, and the other part of Mount Pleasant Street, and specifically the 6 parking places across the street from my store. Most of the discussion was about keeping the kiosks going through the winter, but well, I guess I need to just know whether the parking meters in my area of town are still being enforced or not, so I can tell people.
No, and Jim, good. You want to?
Because they're
Jim's
not
on-
covered.
I'm sorry.
They're not covered at this point.
I understand that, but let me jump in and correct me if I'm wrong here, Jim. The way we've decided to do it is the kiosk will stay in effect through the 2nd of the year. The meters are not going to be in effect. Am I correct in that, Jim?
That's true.
Okay, so
What about people who get parking tickets?
from where, if they get a ticket, it would be at a legitimate, if they're at a metered spot and the meters are not in effect, then there should be no ticket. If they do get a ticket, it would have to be at a kiosk, because the meters are not in effect at those
Okay.
spots.
Well, because the ones across the street from my store and Broadway and Upper Mount Pleasant Street are not covered, and I got a ticket last week on Wednesday.
What was the effective date of that?
I don't know, it was supposed to be from, I believe, thought October 15th, even though we were past that date until January 2nd.
Second, right.
The understanding was that the kiosk areas were going to remain effective January 2nd, only the kiosk areas. Having said that, there's been a couple of overlay issues that found their way into the Parking and Traffic Committee today as well, which essentially said that we were not very well prepared for the 2 days that we were going to insulate from tickets, including Christmas
Black
Eve,
Friday.
Black Friday.
Black Friday, Small Business Saturday,
Business Day, et
and
cetera. But we weren't really ready for that because we didn't know how to cover the meters, for example, or cover the kiosks for that day because we don't have them. We will for next year. So there needed to be better communication with Chamber of Commerce and how that information was going to get out, and we're not quite sure what we're going to do for that particular day, but we're aware of the problem to try and figure something out to get us through this first year of not having the meters run on those few isolated days. But overall, the program was supposed to only be targeting the areas that were within kiosk jurisdiction, and the meters weren't. So if you got a ticket there, my guess is that was a mistake. I don't want to speak on behalf of the chief,
Right.
but I bet that's something that can be fixed.
I'm sure we could address
Not
it.
your ticket, but,
Was it you or a Patriot, Katie, that got the ticket? It was you? Okay.
but there were people, I've
And-
seen other people get tickets.
And
too.
when did you get it?
I got mine last Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk to the chief and see.
Yeah,
I think we need to be clear. I think,
I mean, if that's what it was, but I believe all this discussions, I thought, were just for the kiosks. There's no bags, which we've done bags over the meters in the past. Mostly, I'm just looking for clarification, so I can
Sure.
tell people what's what.
right, well, you
One
should,
last thing, I got the impression the meters were coming out. Did you hear that today, or am I imagining that there weren't even gonna be any meters there? Those meters were actually being removed, and I think this is the last year of the meters, because that area will be replaced with kiosks.
kiosk, they've already been allocated for, right?
Well, I think
Whatever the
meters are-
situation is, we'll sync up with the chief tomorrow morning.
Exactly,
And let
right.
everyone know.
Right.
And Mr. Chair, just a
All right,
further point on
thank
that, if somebody did get a ticket and there is a concern, they're welcome to file an appeal with
Perfect.
that.
Perfect. All right?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks,
Do
Katie.
it quickly.
Yes. Anybody else for public comment? Anybody? Colin? Nothing? All right. All right, so moving right along. Let's go to D, which is the National Grid Underground Facilities Hearing. Is there a motion? That's mine. Go ahead.
Want me to take it?
Yeah, please.
I move that the board open a public hearing on the petition of National Grid to install one primary conduit in the public way from pole number 1273 to pole number 1276, and to install one service conduit from property line at 62 Marmion Way to pole 1273.
Second.
Second, you've heard the motion, it's been seconded, any further discussion? Okay, let's open it up, and we have Paul, I'm sorry,
We got to vote.
oh, I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, there we go.
Aye.
Opposed? And hearing none, motion carries 4-0. Now we're official, so that's good. Paul, your last name, I'm sorry? Peter. Paul, Peter.
I'm Paul.
Peter Paul. Mary?
Yeah.
They're from the 60s, I remember that. That's good. Why don't you give us a little overview on what's going on and what's happening?
My name is Peter Glenn.
Peter Glenn.
National Grid. Address is 44 River Street in Beverly, Mass. Tonight, we seek your permission. There's two pieces of conduit going in. Address is at about 62 Marmion Way. We're going from pole 1276 all the way down to pole 1273. Two poles are coming out, so there's a primary conduit going in there, and also there's a service conduit coming out of 62 Marmion Way. I did take a photo today of it. Give you an idea of the pole that's staying. These two poles are coming out, and we're going down to there.
Thank you.
These two poles are coming up?
Yeah.
Did we just approve this? Didn't we just approve before that?
I think that was Verizon.
Oh,
Sorry, Frank Simmons, 62 Marmion Way.
okay.
Yeah, I looked at this a while ago. The only question that I had, and pardon me, was actually from one of the abutters, was regarding the light that's showing on that pole. So that pole comes out, it looks like that's the only street light on the street itself.
That's
And-
correct.
And they were fine with that. So I think I don't think, unless there's some sort of a requirement for lighting down there in some way, that, because there's one there. I think that's been satisfied. Good. Perfect. Is that all, that's all you had? We're good? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Any further discussion from the board? Any questions? Seems fairly straightforward, right?
Yeah?
Just
absolutely.
taking the pole, taking two down and burying the conduit?
Yes.
All right.
Anytime you can put lines underground, you're fine by me.
I have a question.
Please. Jim.
Gardner, one of the DPW commissioners. Just curious, is this going under the street or under the ground next to the street?
Basically, they're in the soft shoulder, right on the edge of the hot top, right in there.
Does that work with the DPW? Everything's,
Yeah, that's fine. We've just had, not necessarily the National Grid, but we've had issues with contractors who dig up the street to do work underground and then don't do an adequate job of repairing the street afterwards. Creates problems for us. I was just curious where it was going, whether it was going to the street or in the shoulder.
so it'll be on the shoulder and there'll be no paving that'll be required or anything? Right, okay. All right, good. Again, any further discussion?
Nope.
We're good? All right. Is there a motion to close the hearing?
There is. I move that the Board of Selectmen close the
Oh.
public hearing. Oh,
Was there any other public comment? I apologize. Sarah would be embarrassed right now. No more, no more. Go ahead. I think we're good.
I move that the Board of Selectmen close the public hearing.
Second.
All right, you've heard the motion been seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And is there a motion to approve?
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve National Grid's petition to install one primary conduit in the public way from pole number 1273 to pole number 1276, and install one service conduit from the property line of 62 Marmine Way to pole number 1273, as shown on the National Grid Plan number 241-23885, dated September 28, 2017.
Second.
For the motion been seconded, any further discussion? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
When do you expect to start the work on it?
Sounds like I would, but that was a safe ass one.
Don't know. Okay. I'm sure it'll come through the office, that's fine.
Yes, yes, it will.
Okay,
We'll see you soon.
Yep.
yes,
You got pretty good attendance here, so.
Yes.
that's it.
Very good.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
There you go.
yep. All right, moving along. The-
Okay.
The approval of minutes of November 14th, 2017.
I move that the selectmen approve the minutes of November 14th, 2017.
You've heard the motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Recuse.
recuse.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
abstain, I should say.
abstain.
Abstain. I'm gonna recuse from something else.
Oh, there you go, all right.
You can
So so there's no other discussion, correct? Everybody's good with them?
Mhm.
Mark, everything's good? All right, it's been moved and voted on, 4-0, we're good, right? 3-0, one abstention. The request to add the agenda, we're gonna put this in here, is that for Toby's letter, is that where we wanna do this?
No, this is for another, thing that came up, the Millbrook Meadow Committee, are they here? Okay, so they can speak to that. There's a timing issue. We got the license agreement, actually, I did the license agreement kind of at the last minute, and it was after the agenda closed. And the Millbrook Meadow Committee needs to use the space before your next meeting. Is that correct? Yeah.
We'd like to move into the space this Thursday, and so it required execution of the lease before that, so.
Okay.
We ask that you can take a few minutes to consider.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. As far as bringing something in, we have no problems with bringing it in now. We meet any requirements for postings
You have to vote to put the next.
to put
On
it
the
on.
agenda.
Okay. So this is going to be, this is the vote to add it to it, and then we'll vote on it itself. Okay.
You want a motion?
Yeah, please.
I move that the Board of Selectmen add to the agenda this evening Kettle Cove Properties LLC.
Second.
Second.
And I'll recuse from that vote.
Okay. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. So now we're gonna talk about it, correct?
Yes.
So move to add the approval license. So what is it? Shannon, tell me what it is again?
So, last year, Millbrook Meadow Committee did a fundraiser selling Christmas wreaths. Basically $125, and then $100 is a tax deductible gift. This year, we're gonna do it again, and we have over 55 orders. But we wanted to add a pop-up store and maybe make some public sales, because when we were downtown last year, we had a lot of interest in people walking in and walking by and wanting to purchase, but we were only doing made-to-order wreaths at that time. So we were looking around town trying to find a pop-up store space. So Mr. Sweet was kind enough to, and Terry Sweet were kind enough to offer, since they didn't have a tenant at the 39 Main Street location, us to be able to use that just for 3 weekends. So we're gonna have Friday night, a little reception and thank you to the people that have pre-ordered wreaths. Come by and pick up their wreath, and then Saturday, Sundays from 10 to 4, we'll have open store hours for additional wreaths and some little tabletop things, and also just spread the word on the restoration project
Good.
too, so.
Good. Things are looking good down there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, things are coming along.
They're digging up.
Yeah, it's coming along. That's great. That's great. It's nice to see, after all that hard work that went into it, to finally see it come alive.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, Good job to everybody on the committee.
Yeah, thanks.
So that's great.
I just would also like to say thanks to Linda too for her time and effort on getting this done. It was kind of a short notice item, and so we appreciate that.
Fantastic. Thank you.
I did it while I was on vacation.
There you go. Duly noted. That's great. Okay, so now we're gonna vote on this, correct? Is the, well, do we have, so this
The
is,
motion's been made, no.
the motion's been made and now we're just voting, correct?
Yep.
I didn't know if we had to open. Okay, that's fine.
Then you have, you have a separate motion to add it to the agenda. but-
Yeah, we just
That,
did that.
that's what I was saying, but now the motion itself is what I'm getting at.
Yep.
So that would be G7 on back, correct?
Oh, we can, you want me to make a motion to?
That's you. Isn't that correct? Right? Yeah, G7. So take it on, so do that and then we'll go from there.
Okay, I move that the board approve and sign a lease agreement with Kettle Cove Properties LLC of 20 Kettle Cove Lane in Gloucester, Massachusetts, for use of 39 Main Street, Rockport, by the town of Rockport, the Millbrook Meadow Committee, and the Millbrook Meadow Conservatory from November 30th, 2017 to December 17th, 2017.
Second.
Second. Great. Any further discussion? That's, we've got it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0 with one.
I represent the suite, so I can't vote on this.
There we go. All right. So we're good. You're all set. Thanks, Shannon.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. All right, moving right along. These are, is Laura here? No. No, okay. This is, we heard this the last time, the appointment of Laura Kozacek as a member of the Conservation Commission.
I think you skipped one.
You skipped one.
I did?
Okay.
Mary Jane Sawyer.
Oh, I'm sorry, I apologize. The appointment of Mary Jane Sawyer and Ann Cahill as members of the Rights of Way Committee. Is there a motion?
There is. I move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Mary Jane Sawyer as a member of the Rights of Way Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2018.
Second. Second.
No fighting, no fighting.
Oh, and it gets a little aggressive here.
That's all right.
Contact sports.
We might need you to
sometimes.
referee, Colin. That's good. That's great. So what happens, Colin, just so you know, this is great for you to know, when somebody wants to join a committee in town, they come in and they're interviewed first. And we talk to them and we ask them their thoughts on what they want to do on that committee and where they see things going. And then at the next meeting, which is tonight, we vote to add them on. So tonight, we've already talked to them, now we're gonna add them on to the committee. So, with that, lesson, was the motion's been made, this has been seconded, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, nay, carries 4-0.
Great.
There we go. Now, we'll get to,
Now I'll move that the board appoint Ann Cahill as a member of the Rights of Way Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2019.
Second?
motion's been made and seconded, any further discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 4-0. Fantastic. Get on to G2, appointment of Laura Kozacek as a member of the Conservation Commission.
I move that the Board of Selectmen appoint Laura Kozacek as a member of the Conservation Commission for a term to expire on November 30th, 18, excuse me.
2018, correct.
It's June.
June.
30th, 2018. You all right? That's all right.
Long day.
Motion been made, is there a second?
Second.
There we go, fantastic. Any further discussion?
No.
Good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. Now, the annual liquor license renewals.
May I just jump in before we begin this?
Sure.
These are all renewals, and just so that people understand, there's gonna be a number of them for restaurants. But they've also gone through the renewal certificate of inspection, meaning that the fire chief has signed off as the fire inspector and Paul Orlando as the building inspector. So this is very routine. It should go fly right through. But we've also done the paperwork prior to it. Every liquor license that the town has to go through this process. So I just wanted to say that before we go through all these. There are a number of them.
Good. So, get comfortable, here we go.
Pull this up.
On G3, yes, please.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve on the preference of alcohol license renewal of the Seventh Wave Restaurant for 2018.
Second.
Heard the motion, it's been seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
I'll
Oppo-
recuse, I represent them.
Okay. One recusal, 3 in favor. We're good. Next one.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premise all alcohol license renewal for the Pigeon Cove Tavern at the Emerson Inn by the Sea for 2018.
Second.
Second's been moved and seconded. Any further discussion?
Yeah, is anyone here from the Emerson Inn? So I actually had someone mention to me recently, a neighbor, that it seemed like the wedding, and I know we're not talking about that now, but I just, since you're here, that weddings, the live music was going later than had been agreed. And I don't know the, the full details, but this is just somebody stopped me on the street to ask about this. And so I just wanted to mention that and see if you've had discussions with your neighbors and.
We have, and as well as some officials in the town, which I can speak with.
Well, what should we do here? Because we're just kind of doing the renewals, perhaps we
These are for
should.
the alcohol.
This is just for alcohol?
Okay, all
So I
right.
think we should, if there's a concern that's brought up, maybe we should bring it up at a later time.
Okay,
Is that okay?
It's fine with me, it's not contentious, we're married, and it was one particular event,
okay,
and we knew it, and it won't happen again.
okay.
Okay, so you're on top of it, it's all set.
All right.
Perfect, good, good, thank you.
12 pieces is too many for a wedding band.
That's
Yeah.
big.
All right, so you've heard the motion's been seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. Next,
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premises all alcohol license renewal for My Place by the Sea for 2018.
Second.
you've heard the motion been seconded. Any further discussion? Everybody's good? All in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0.
I move, okay.
No, go ahead.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premises all alcohol license renewal for Brackett's Restaurant for 2018.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premises all alcohol license renewal for the Yankee Clipper Inn for 2018.
Second.
Motion,
Chairman, is that supposed to be serving meals, or is that just for, open
Everything was
for
signed
events?
they're all signed off. Everything has been signed off on and been checked. And meals, it's all part of it. It's all in here.
Everything's in there.
It's all part of it, so.
So,
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premise all alcohol license renewal for Rockport Music for 2018.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
Nope. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premise all alcohol license renewal for the Feather and Wedge for 2018.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve the on-premises all alcohol license renewal for the Fish Shack Restaurant for 2018.
Is there a sec-
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. I skipped over the liaison and updates. You guys want to wait till the end?
Sure.
Or do you want to go through it now? I mean, we're getting through this fairly expeditiously,
I'm impressed.
right? There's not a whole lot left here, so, let's go with G4, permission for a menorah in Barletta Park.
I move that the board grant permission to Rabbi, give me a help.
Truly?
Shuli Barron to display a menorah in Barletta Park for the holiday season starting December 12th, 2017 through December 20th, 2017.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
No, I think this is great.
Yeah.
I love this thing. I think this is about the 4th or 5th year. We've said to the rabbi that if he'd like to have some type of ceremony, similar to what we do with the Christmas tree. You know, if we could extend that to him again, he has never wanted to do anything like that, but we would love to have that. I think that'd be kind of cool to do.
They'd have to come every night.
Well, the opening, maybe.
Maybe the
The
opening.
opening, yeah. So, but I think it's great, and I hear a lot of positive things about this, so.
It's nice.
No, it is great.
It really is, absolutely. It's nice to see a little diversity out there, so that's great. Okay, you've heard the motion. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. And let's move on to the Long Beach lease transfer to Elias and Kathleen Polopoulos. I bet I got that one pretty close, too.
I think you did.
I move that the Board of Selectmen approve and sign a lease for 105 Long Beach with Elias and Kathleen Polopoulos of 55 BB Road, Monson, Mass, to reflect a transfer of ownership.
Second?
Motion been made and seconded. Any further discussion?
Nope.
No, wow, this is record time tonight. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carries 4-0. So, on this, we're taking off the declaration of surplus property, that's correct? No action needed. And the approval of the license has been done, correct? This has to be a world's record, so let's jump over. Denise, why don't you lead us off for liaison and updates?
I got nothing.
Come on.
I
don't believe that.
I have something. Attended the Christmas pageant meeting on Monday at the Art Association. The Christmas pageant's been going on since 1946. And they have requested, or they have asked, if the town, and I called the DPW, but I didn't hear back from this morning, if we could put the advertisement that, you know, town meeting, vote today, you know,
The billboard? the
yeah,
sign?
yeah, that
Yeah.
that the police put out, or the DPW, maybe on like Wednesday, Thursday, advertising the Christmas pageant. Is there any issue with that?
A little bit. It's a religious event that we try to stay out of,
Okay.
but let me, just advertising it.
Just a Christmas pageant, you know, 5 o'clock.
It's not like we're getting involved in supporting a certain religion
Right.
or not. What do you think? Should we-
What if it was, I hate to say it, but what if it was done as a traffic advisory because things will be down there, Christmas pageant, you know?
Watch out for shepherds and
You know-
torch bearers.
I'm more comfortable even.
Well, no, I get it. I mean, I don't want to dance around it, but I just, you know, I get it. Maybe it was done for, because I know tomorrow I have a meeting with the Christmas in Rockport Committee, and the chief is going to be there and talk about parking downtown, so I don't know.
I feel way comfortable, more comfortable.
Well, again, I said I'd bring it up. I didn't know. It is through the streets of Rockport. I mean, if it was a you know, St. Joachim's or, you know, so, but, yeah. And they requested like Wednesday to Saturday afternoon at 5 Corners, just to,
I know there's a lot of notices going out right now on it, so we'll certainly get that requested.
okay. Well,
All right, good. Found a nice way around that.
Nicely
One
done.
second, Tob, I'll get to you. Denise, nothing, you good? Mina? The only thing I have, I actually have two things. Christmas in Rockport, obviously, is this Saturday. Tomorrow, as I said, I'll be meeting with that. We're just kind of finishing things up. So that's obviously a great event that's gonna happen. And anybody who has, who can bake or something, we'd always like the snacks for the carolers. If you can bring them down to the Baptist Church about 12 o'clock, that'd be great. If anybody has something they want to donate, even paper goods, maybe a case of water, something, it would be great down there, so that'd be fine. And the only other thing I have is to wish Kay Murphy a very, very happy 89th birthday. Kay has been instrumental in this town. Yeah.
no, on Saturday.
It was on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought that was great. And Kay's a wonderful, wonderful lady. I've met her many, many times, and she had a few nice kids too, from what I understand. Yeah, right. So
They're all there.
yeah, there
all
you
of
go.
us, so.
Yeah, so that's a great thing. So
But
that's-
she served with Ted. Right
Did
on
she?
the Board of Selectmen, yep.
You were on the board with her, Ted?
Yes,
There you go.
yeah, oh, we had a wonderful time.
There you go, there you go.
We used to tease her unmercifully.
It's all right.
She got back.
Yeah,
I'm sure she would.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's that Irish spirit. There
Yeah.
you go. That's
Yeah,
great.
yeah, she
Well,
was
that's great.
We could send her a
very
card on your
honorable
behalf.
member.
I would love that. I think that would be
We'd love to
fantastic.
see
I know it's a bit belated, but that would be great to do that.
That's all right. She'd
That would
love
be
it.
great. Good, good. I'm glad to hear that. Toby?
Mr. Chairman, can you make it clearer what you're going to do about the Department of Public Health and the letter? Are you going to ask to make the grant for the merger conditional upon providing the services? What exactly are you going to write?
Well, I think I'm gonna leave that in Linda's hands for right now, but I think what you're asking for should absolutely be included in there as far as the 8 points that would best service the residents of Cape Ann.
We have the resolution, we'll just use it, but I don't have the paperwork you have, so I don't know how to even address the thing.
There you go.
I would mention, Mr. Chairman, now this has happened, that occasionally during bad storms and other things, Cape Ann can be an island, so it's very important that we have those services this side of the Cut Bridge
Mhm.
or the causeway.
I'm sure Gloucester's gonna have something to say about this as well, and so that'll, we'll see it, but I'm sure we'll see the letter before it goes and take care of it, so that's fine. You good with that?
Yep.
Good, fantastic. All right, wow, did we set a new world's record tonight?
I think, pretty close.
I mean, there wasn't a whole lot here, so that's good. All right, anybody have anything else? I'll leave it open. Colin, what do you think? Listen, we sit at the door. If you see Mitch, we sell season tickets. So you just see Mitch and he'll get your season ticket to that seat. It's fantastic. You'll love it. Sometimes we have hot dogs in here and different things, so that's good. So it'll be good. Well, that's great. Well, good luck. Right? No. Good luck to you. I think you're doing a great thing. Congratulations on you. Okay, with that, we've gotten through it in 45 minutes. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
We're out of here.